So we've made it to week number 2, podcast number 2. I'm Brendan. Of course, we have Kevin here, and we are Loam Lander. We have, I would say, an exciting, feature-packed podcast today. But before we get too far involved, maybe we just recap our week a little bit. Kevin, would you mind kind of sharing a little bit of the fun stuff we have going on right now?
Yeah. A lot of different things happening this last week. It was a very busy week for Loam Lander. We have some great industry partners. One really big one that we're real excited about. Actually, they're all exciting, but we have this one that we're real excited about. That's coming soon. And then the amount of Loam Landers that were ordered in this past week is unbelievable. And all different varieties, which is going to add so much more of that fun factor that we talked about before.
Yeah, I was pretty excited to see a few of them have gone through the full production. And so we were able to get some of the stills back, some video back from our manufacturer, and they look awesome. They're looking really, really good. I can't wait to get them set up and in our clients' hands because they're going to look pretty sweet.
Yeah, they're going to be excited. It's going to be tons of fun for them. Oh,
it is. It is. And just to see what they can do with them, it's going to be pretty amazing. That alone is worth the excitement. Really quick, I kind of wanted to share a quick tidbit about this little background video I have playing behind me. So this was one of the most frustrating and exciting days of my dad career. So this particular video is of my son, Beckham, who's our middle son, finally hitting the Loam Lander for the first time. And like I say, it was pretty frustrating. He is a kid that isn't naturally one that takes a lot of risk. And so as he endlessly did rolls up to the Loam Lander, I was getting more and more and more frustrated. He had been doing that for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, just roll up and stop. And finally he decided to hit it. And it was pretty exciting for him. And he made it, and he has progressed so much since that day. It's been pretty fun to see. But I thought I'd just kind of quickly share what's going on back in that background, just so you can kind of see a little insight into the dad life and Loam Lander life. It's been good for Beckham. It's been really nice to see where he's gone with it.
What I've seen with Beckham is on the trails, you see so much more confidence just from gaining the confidence to hit the Loam Lander. We were following him at the North Slope that day, and he was just ripping the corners and just taking stuff I've never seen him hit.
Yeah, it's been crazy. In fact, the week right after this, we were at Duthie. I think you were there. But he was doing all the big drops that he's never done before. And first shot, and once again, for him, that's not the norm. So it's been pretty cool. It's been actually cool to see how many of the kids that have been over to our place that have ridden it have done some crazy, crazy stuff immediately after. It's been pretty fun.
He looks real good on that spawn.
He does. I think he really likes it. In fact, we put it through quite a rehab. It's got a new fork, a new shock, rocking the 26er on the front. He's mulleting that bad boy out. Bikes are so hard to find right now that you got to do what you got to do to keep your kid on the bike for as long as you possibly can.
Definitely.
So how about your background? Any special excitement out of that?
You take a look at it. There you go.
That's nice.
You see a whole bunch of kids sitting there or standing there on the edge. That's up at Silver Mountain, Northwest Cup last year. You were there as well, your family. They're probably in that picture somewhere.
At least one of the three would be somewhere.
It was at the end of the day, and it's kind of the way the days ended there. It was just beautiful sunsets, great riding. It was just all about hanging out and camping and being together. It was such an amazing time. How could I put that? It was just, I don't know. It was more about just the whole MTV family of keeping everybody together and going out there and traveling together. And it was a good time. It was just awesome.
Yeah.
We all raced.
Super fun.
Yeah. All the way down to Oliver. He was racing.
He did. He made it. He got 8th out of nine kids, and he was super excited that he got 8th. He was waiting to see what his prize was going to be, and he got some ice cream at the end of the day. So it's a pretty good prize.
It's a good prize.
It is. It is pretty awesome. So today's topic, what we want to do is we want to introduce some of our different product line, our landers especially, and to talk about how we went through the process of designing them and why we designed them. And we're hoping to make this as educational or informational or just fun that we can, kind of telling you why we chose what we chose as far as our product line and what the process was for us to get there. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out today's conversation with our Loam Lander Sessions. And the Loam Lander Sessions is our smallest bag, but it shouldn't be interpreted as the beginner bag because it's not, or beginner lander. And so, Kevin, I thought today what we do is we just kind of work through that process of where we started and why we started with what it is, and kind of what our expectations or plans are for this particular lander. Could you maybe share with us kind of the process we went through and why we decided the sizing that we did, and what kind of our mindset was in planning this particular one?
Yeah, we weren't looking to build a beginner bag. Excuse me. We weren't looking for a beginner bag. We were looking for something that's going to be possibly a little more portable. Once we get it, we'll see. We have a special order one for us to play with. That'll be coming real soon. It was more of progression and not necessarily in height. So just because it's 4 feet tall, we should share that. It's 4 feet tall. That's the Sessions.
Yes.
It's not a beginner bag at all. It is a bag to have fun on. It's a bag to learn how to land in a transition, to progress that one-hander from the Loam Lander to dirt. It is extra wide. So if you want to learn 360s, it's the perfect bag to spin on. Or if you get a little squirrely, it's extended for safety. And then a feature that you worked on a lot. Let's talk about the feature on the end of the bag.
Yeah, so this is something we noticed right away when we were testing landers really at the beginning, is a lot of the landers out there have a pretty abrupt edge to them. And most of them are going to be somewhere around 18 inches to 2 feet in height. And that abrupt edge is kind of, it can be a little bit intimidating. It also can be a little scary. If you wreck, you have a 2-foot drop when you get to the end. And so one of the aspects that we wanted to bring to these landers is a little more of the aspect first of a safety catch at the end to make sure that when you come off, you're not going to have that big, huge drop. But then second, so that as you're rolling off, it's a much more, just regulated roll off. So what we've done is we've tapered the end of the airbag lander so that while it's not going to be completely flat to the ground, that was one thing that was interesting as we did this process of how to get our taper right, is to understand that as an inflatable, it really can't be rigid at those ends. You can't expect it to have a complete perfect transition all the way to the grade. But what this does allow is it allows for a very smooth transition, so that as you come down off of the bag, you're not having an abrupt, rough edge to just drop off of. So yeah, that was one of the key parts of our design, is making sure that end transition was going to be as smooth as it possibly could be.
Is it one person portable? Like, that was a conversation we've had. Is it? We don't know 100% yet. And the truth is, all our bags are portable. It just depends on what's portable to you compared to somebody else. But this 4-footer, can we go throw it up in the cul-de-sac and make it the bag for the entire neighborhood? That's kind of our thought process with some of this.
Yeah. I feel like this particular lander design is really set up quite well for that. Weight wise, is going to be around 150 pounds, which, is still a significant amount of weight. But in this style of situation, it's very, should be very feasibly movable and portable. It does have its own carrying bag that it should be rolled up into and placed into. And we've got some good ideas and some thoughts on how we can make that whole system be extremely easy to move from your garage to your driveway to your backyard to wherever you want to have those particular landers be placed. It is compact. I mean, really, in comparison to any of the other landers, it rolls up pretty tight and should roll up really tight. And that our hope you'll just throw it in the garage and you can put it in the corner and not have it be that big of a deal.
Kind of the bag for anywhere, right? You take it to your friend's house, throw it in your backyard. You don't need as much of a run-in for it because it is smaller in height. You don't need as big of a jump, which also is a smaller run in. So you can do this bag in less space.
Yeah. And speaking of kickers, we should have a pretty exciting discussion or announcement to make about a portable kicker that's pretty rad. So we'll kind of tease that for a little later. I was talking to the manufacturer of those kickers, and they are very much on their way and in process of getting that design just perfected. So we're pretty stoked about that. In fact, I haven't even told Kevin about how far they've come in the last weekend. So it's coming along. It's going to be pretty rad. So Kevin, you briefly talked about the dimensions, and I have them sitting in front of me. So I thought I'd kind of share what the dimensions truly are so that people can kind of understand what it is. So the Lander itself is 4 foot tall at the top of the back of the bag. It as far as width of the Lander is going to be 12 feet. And then the length of the Lander is a little over 20 feet. And so it should give a very good platform to do all kinds of stuff on it. The run out is really long, and that length is going to be super, super awesome. The goal is to have it suited perfect for the everyday use. And that's why we named it the Sessions. The Session is there so you can go session it and put it away and, come back to it as often as you want to.
And to compare to the one in your video right now behind you, that's the 6.5 footer. So it's 1.5 feet shorter than the one in your video.
Yeah.
The extended run out is going to be huge. We've both ridden airbags that are short, and when you fall off the bike, you're already landing on the ground.
Right.
So we wanted to extend it way out to give you more time to transition back to earth. But you have some cool features looking on yours in the background. Want to talk about those?
Well,
what comes with the 4 foot bag?
Oh yeah, I mean, that's one aspect that we skipped over a little bit. So with the Loam Landers, we have some features really that are going to be standard for every bag. First, it's a high quality, very well manufactured, comes with a 2-year manufacturer's warranty, Loam Lander or flat bag, or mattress bag. Second is all of our Landers are going to come with a ground cloth. The ground cloth is extremely valuable for a lot of reasons. First, it protects the underside of your Lander so that if you have it on a rough surface, that it's going to have protection. You'll have additional layers to help reduce the chance of rocks or anything else getting up underneath it and damaging your Lander. But then second, it's really nice to be able to roll up your Lander if you're going to keep it out at the site of wherever your kicker or your run-in is. And you can make a nice taco or burrito with the ground cloth so that you basically are protecting your Lander with the ground cloth all the time. You just roll the Lander up, taco burrito that ground cloth around it, and you have protection for it all the time. So that's a ground cloth. We also have a deflator that's going to be comes with all of our Landers. And that particular deflator is really a nice bonus. In fact, some of our competition charge quite a bit more for that deflator. But it's there so you can suck all of that air out. That way, as you're rolling it up and getting it stored, you just make your whole process a whole lot easier. Our Landers do come with a patch kit, initial patch kits, and then we're also offering patch kits for life. So if you have some minor punctures, some little things that happen, just be aware that they can be patched, they can be repaired, and your Lander can continue to work and live on like it was intended to from day one. These are a softer material, and we have to expect that at some point a sharp pedal or a handlebar or something is going to cause some minor punctures or some minor tears. And like I said, they can be patched, they can be repaired, and you just keep on enjoying them. Do you think of anything else, Kevin, that way that
yeah, you're talking about lifetime patches. I think that's huge. I'm real excited for being able to offer that. But if you look on your video, you can obviously see the red ground cloth, but that gray top cloth.
Oh, yeah.
So the top cloth we use is a heavy duty top cloth, strong enough to ride your motorcycle on. So those FMX guys, they can do their flips and twists and land on this airbag and have no issue. It's designed to be able to take that kind of abuse, even if you're crashing. We do very thick vinyl for the top sheet. It's for protection. There's tie downs. So if you're in a spot where you need to tie it down, and then the other features that we offer, which is going to be fun and crazy, are all the different colors.
Yeah. All the customization.
So
that's
custom your bag. What colors do you want? I could put your face on it. I don't know if you want that, but your face could be on the cover.
We should do it.
Your team's logo. Obviously we have Loam Lander on ours, that kind of fun factor to the features that we're going to be able to offer.
Yeah. Well, and once again, going back to what we've seen this week from some of our clients that have gotten the landers currently through the production process, almost all of them are a custom lander, and they're turning out so cool. And it's just awesome to see what you can do with them. Why don't you talk about, Kevin, the side panels?
Oh, yes. So we don't have it on this bag in the picture yet, but we'll have some Velcro side panels on the side. And these are, I think the smallest one is 18 by 18. Is that correct?
It is, yes.
Yeah. So the side panel can be used for many things. It could be your team logo. It could be for different teams' logos. So if you're sharing the bag with others, you can Velcro it off, put a new one on, or you can use it such as like a whiteboard. And on the side, you can, who did the best trick? You can play horse. You can do so much more with just having the fun and games factor on that side panel.
Yeah.
You want to elaborate more on that?
Well, so we were talking with one of our partners, our industry partners, about some design features of our landers and some other aspects of how they're going to use the lander. And we talked about adding games to the top sheet, whether they're just a simple, dot here or dot there, and you're supposed to land your front tire here and your back tire there. Or even going to the full extent of making a full-on bike game where you have to just say, okay, if you want to progress, you have to do a front flip, or you have to do a 360. And so all of those features can be done. And that's what's really cool about this design, and also the way that we're able to do some of these customizations.
Yeah. And then there's more to come. We're obviously still coming up with some more ideas and just add to that fun factor that we talk a lot about.
Oh yeah. Well, you put two guys with ADD in a room and open up the world as far as what we think we could do with them. And we've had some pretty crazy ideas, and almost all of them are feasible. Now, are they reality? I don't know, but we've had some pretty fun ideas. Even making a clear bag that we throw lights in, that could be pretty funny. Would it ever happen? I have no idea. But once again,
might try it.
Yeah, I know. But that's what's so fun. You throw two of us where we can just start playing off each other, and all of a sudden, some interesting thoughts come out.
Yes.
But yeah, so I mean, that's a quick kind of recap, really, of what the feature pack of our landers are. They're just awesome. I hope that you guys can hear the excitement in our voices and see that we're just really, really excited about these landers.
What are you most excited for on this 4-footer coming, the sessions?
Oh, for me, honestly, the most exciting thing is the portability aspect, or at least the storability aspect. So, quick side story. When we got our 6.5 foot lander, my goal was that I was going to just put it on a pallet. And I've got a little tractor, and thought, okay, well, just put on a pallet, and I can store it back behind where I store my tractor, and I'll move it in and out of the yard all the time. It'll be just easy. Well, when I got that big lander set up, it's pretty hefty, and if it's just myself trying to move things around, it's not easy to do just alone. So it came to the point where that 6.5 foot lander has got its home, and it's going to be in its home until it no longer can be in its home and needs to go somewhere else. But that's where the 4.5 foot aspect really came into, because we want it to be a portable lander where you can roll it up, you can put it in your garage, you can pull it out when you need to pull it out. And it doesn't have to be constantly set up in a permanent location. So to me, that's one of the most exciting things. And then once again, to tease again, the kicker aspect that once again is in process. The combination of those two is going to be insane. because you put both of them in the garage. You don't have to take up all of your yard. You're not constantly moving things around when you're mowing the backyard or the front yard or throwing it in the cul-de-sac. It's just, to me, the portability, the just usability is pretty awesome.
Definitely.
Any other thoughts, Kevin, on our 4.5 loam sessions, or 4-foot loam sessions?
I'm just real excited to get it. So we actually personally have not ridden this one as of yet. And so we have all these great grand ideas and plans and some crazy video ideas coming up soon. We just want to get it in our hands and see if it's everything that we believe it is by design.
Right.
It took a while to design it. We went back and forth on length, went back and forth on width, trying to figure out the right height.
But we have no doubt that it's not going to be good. We just want to make sure that it's amazing.
Correct.
And so, through our design process, like, while this isn't just necessarily a prototype bag, it's not, unless we get it in our possession and start riding it, and all of a sudden it's just not what we want it to be, then we'll make some changes. But really right now, our expectation is that the first time we ride it, we're going to be all smiles, and that it's rolling. It's ready to just be what it is. The amazing Loam Lander session.
I can see this bag being at more houses, right? I mean, that 6.5 foot bag you need a run in for it to get the right ramp to get in. But with the smaller sessions bag, the 4-footer, it should be able to go almost in anybody's driveway. Yeah.
Yeah. That to me was what's pretty, exciting about it, is just that it can be so universal, that you could have someone living in New York City that could take it to, Central Park or some of those other places and have a lander where it's just not feasible in a lot of other sizes of bags to even have that be a possibility.
Definitely.
So like I say, we're super stoked. It is the sessions. It is in our current lineup, and it is coming to our market. And we also are bringing it to you. Unless, heaven forbid, we hate it, and then we'll swap it out with something else, but we won't hate it. There's no way we'll hate it. Cool. Well, we appreciate you taking the time to watch or listen to this version or this episode. We are going to come back with the next episode talking about our Loam Lander, which is our 6.5 foot lander. We'd like to call this our classic, or the OG, the original, and tell you some of the features on why it's such a great lander as well. So tune in, watch for the next podcast, listen to the next podcast. We'd love to tell you more about it. And hopefully you'll be as excited about that 6.5 foot lander as we are. With that, we appreciate your time and hope that you enjoy your rides this week and get out and play. Kevin, anything else you'd like to leave us with before we close up this podcast?
Just a little something for them to think about during the week. What is a loamer?
Ooh, what is a loamer?
Right there. What is a loamer?
That's perfect. Let's do that. Awesome. Well, enjoy.
Take care.